like to share with you an excerpt of a conversation that I had with at least 4 clients last week, but one in particular. And it's related to a question that I get a lot. And it's my hope that what I shared with her and them will be a help to you the way it was a blessing to them. 29 years old, exceptional woman, doing great things in her life, and has been working on personal development for several years. I'm her second coach. She asked a common question. She said, "Doc, how do I know I'm healed?" And I get that question a lot. I said to her, "Have you ever seen a metal detector?" She said, "Like the ones they use on the beach?" I said, "Yeah." "Have you ever seen one?" She said, "Yeah, of course." I said, "When a person is walking down the beach using a metal detector, what are they attempting to do?" She said, "Find metal." I said, "Perfect." I said, "What attracts itself to that detector?" She said, "Metal." I said, "Does it differentiate?" She said, "No." I said, "Correct." I said, "So if it is metal or has any metal quality to it, it magnetizes itself to the detector, correct?" She said, "Yes." I said, "One misnomer about being healed is that many people think they're healed because good things happen in their lives, right? You attract a lot of people. You attract new career opportunities. You attract new relationships, new connections. You attract even money into your life. And we think that that's a sign of healing. When in reality, you can attract anything into your life that has very similar qualities as you. This is where the phrase like attracts like comes into play. And while that is true, there is a side to that equation that people don't really deal with. And it's this: if a person has certain qualities that they possess, they can attract another person who has the same qualities in them. But they will also in attracting that person, they will also attract everything else that comes with them. Meaning, if a metal detector is being waved over the ocean, it won't know the difference between a piece of gold and a bottle cap. She said, "Wow." I said, "So then what's the sign that we know we're healed?" She thought about it. She said, "I'm not sure." I said, the number one sign that we know we're healed is when we make better decisions. She said, "Oh." I said, "Yeah. When we make better decisions, it is a clear sign that we are healed. Because the fact of the matter is, you can go to as many therapy counseling sessions you want. You can go to as many coaching sessions as you want. You can read as many self-help books as you would like to read. You can journal, you can pray, you can meditate, you can do whatever you do. But until you can tell the difference between a piece of gold and a bottle cap, you are not healed. And that requires the ability to have good judgment and the ability to make better decisions." I said, because think about the person on the beach with the metal detector. That person with the metal detector, my kids saw one for the first time a couple of weeks ago when we were in Miami. And they were like, "Dad, why does he keep stopping and picking up, looking at it and throwing it in the ocean?" I said, "It's simple. The gentleman that had that metal detector was looking at what was attracted to the detector, and he had to make a decision. Is this something that I want or is worth keeping? Or is this something that has no value to me?" And the metal detector cannot do that work. It requires us to do that job. You're going to know you are healed when you can tell the difference between a piece of gold and a bottle cap. You're going to know you're healed when you have the ability to make better decisions in your life and you stop putting bottle caps in your pocket and start putting more pieces of gold in your pocket. Yes, doing the work, getting counseling, coaching, all of that stuff is great. Don't misunderstand me. But I said to her, where healing comes into play is when you are able to apply what you have learned to ultimately make better decisions in your life and to reflect the ability to have better judgment. Because again, until you can tell the difference between what is valuable and what is not, you will attract all kinds of things into your life, but you'll be walking around with a pocket full of bottle caps, thinking you have accomplished healing, but you lack the ability to make good decisions, to know the difference between what's good and what's not. I hope this made sense to you. If it did, type church in the comments with 3 R's. And remember, you've got 2 jobs. 1, be better today than what you were yesterday. And 2, don't forget what I told you.
Hi, I'm Dr. Zeb. Listen, one of the things that I tell clients in nearly over 40 countries around the world is that the universal language of humanity is healing. It doesn't matter what language you speak, doesn't matter what culture you come from, or even the religious practice in which you engage. At the end of the day, we all experience pain the same and we all bleed the same. And because of this, one of the things we share in common is this need to be healed. That's why I'm spending the months of November and December helping people around the world learn to master the art of healthy grieving and the art of learning how to let go. I've talked to my team and said, listen, I want to focus on these things because this is the time of the year where I'm the busiest, where people are really stressed out, filled with anxiety because they're grieving losses related to divorces, breakups, financial challenges, job transitions, even the loss of loved ones. And the holidays can tend to bring out unhealthy sentiments that cause us not to be able to enjoy the holiday season. But I want to help you through this. And I've dedicated my November and December to exactly that. I'm going to have workshops on the art of healthy grieving and letting go all in one, as well as small group sessions of no more than 12 for those of you that love the power of community, that want to work with other people to come up with some quick solutions to some of the challenges you're grieving through this holiday season. Listen, check out the links in my description as well as bio, and let me help you work through this grief and learn how to let go so that you can enjoy your holiday season to the best of your ability. Listen, you've got 2 jobs. 1, be better today than what you were yesterday. And 2, don't forget what I told you.